Hello, I'm Justin Myers, and I have the pleasure of serving as Show Hope's Director of Programs. And today I have Shaun Sutton with me. He's the pastor of Faith Community Church in Ashland City, Tennessee. During our Practical Perspective video segments, we typically feature a family, an adult adoptee, or a foster care alumni. This year for our module on the Gospel plus TBRI, we really want to turn the tables and focus on a church that is utilizing TBRI as a part of its discipleship process and service to the community. So Shaun, thank you so much for giving us your time today.
Glad to be a part, Justin.
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind, could you share a little bit about who you are, about your church, and about the surrounding community?
I've been a pastor most of my life. I do have a little stint when we first got married and working in the business field, but for most of my life I've been a pastor. And I've tried to become involved in the communities around the churches that I've pastored. I've pastored two churches. I pastored one for 25 years out in Kansas City, and when we moved here, we wanted to do the same thing and be involved in the life of the community. So it's kind of one of those things where I want us to have good things within the four walls of the church, but I've always had a concern to be involved with the school, which we have a middle school across the street, and the school district at large. And there's a lot of needs within families, a lot of needs within the community. This county has a pervasive drug problem. It has been hit very hard, and the family has been hit hard. A lot of trauma in this area. And I would like to be a part of helping reduce, and in some cases, really make a dramatic influence through that process. And I hope this church will be that way as well.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. If you were to kind of look before TBRI and then after you started implementing it, are there some changes that you're seeing with implementing TBRI?
Well, I think most of us have parenting skills. I think even in local churches, we relate to children, we relate to youth in certain ways. I think even as churches, we tend to have kind of an openness to people, but sometimes we have act this way, kind of have certain rules and regulations to it. And I think, our training has helped us to understand that we're trying to build trust with the people that we come in contact with. And we are beginning to realize that it's not just a matter of us, ministering to kids, controlling kids, the kids that may have difficulties, well, we're just going to have to deal with them in a separate way. I think it's just helped us to kind of see a bigger picture and not try to jump to a conclusion that this kid, needs discipline, or they're rebellious, or they're a good kid, or a bad apple. That's easy to do.
Yeah.
The better thing to do is, and sometimes the harder thing to do, but the best thing that we can do is, hey, now with this training, how does that inform us, to help this child, to help this young person that, may come with, all kind of different verbal and nonverbal cues. You're like, what's up with this kid? Well, let's step back and think about what we can do for them with the training that we've received.
That's right. So you're seeking to implement TBRI. I'm assuming it's not always easy
it's not.
to think of ministry through the lens of TBRI. So we'd love to hear what are some challenges that you may have experienced in that process.
Yeah. Well, it's never going to, I shouldn't say never, but let me just say this. In our experience in the last 2.5 years, these families are coming with stress in their life. Life for them, for people that have gone through trauma, both as, children and as adults, it's messy. And I think the church has to be able to understand, I would just say this openly, you have to understand it's not going to be a linear ministry. It's not going to be a way for you just to kind of have, these events, and then there's going to be a clear kind of like result to the end of it. You plan these events. We have had training. We have a 12-week module that we have on Wednesday nights, and it's not easy. Some of the people come, they skip a week or two. They're here, they bring kids that are in need. Their kids are maybe crying somewhere else or in need of help, and they're interrupting our times. But that's, I don't know, Justin, that's where life is. I mean, you know, you're not going to have kind of like a safe, easy, kind of like, in some ways, clean ministry. Trauma and what it has what it has caused in their life is not going to be easy. And the parents come, and as we all have all known through our training, we can't help our kids until we deal with our own, issues, and many, particularly in this area, there's generational concerns that have happened. And we have to just be willing to understand that when the parents come for the training, they're dealing with their stuff as well. To any group, to any organization that may be considering this, it's not going to be an easy thing, but I think in many ways, the real things that churches and other organizations can do, when you want to make it really foundational and life-changing, generational changes for that family, it's worth the mess. It's worth, okay, we have to do this again. We have to do this again. We have to invite them back to go through another session of this training because we need to keep that in mind. It's not going to be an easy process, but it's worth the journey and the process. I'm just reminded of someone who they, at the end of the training, said, we've got to get a better way so that every parent, and they happen to be a grandparent in this particular case, but all parents, all grandparents, all foster parents need to be aware of this. And when they become aware of this program, you will not have enough room to have the people.
Just a little bit about yourself. And,
Okay.
What life looks like now, today.
Well, my name is Brenda Moss. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. I live here in the Nashville, Cheatham County area for about 6 years now. We have 3 adult children and 10 grandchildren, the last 3 of which we're raising. It's a great challenge to work with them, and I'm thankful, so very thankful for TBRI and for the time that I was asked 2 years ago to come and be a part. Initially, I said to my staff member that approached me, I really don't have time. I'm a very busy person. I have lots of things to do that I don't have to create. It's just what it is. I just feel that I should have been in this a long time ago. I just felt bad that I was turning them away. And then when I got in, I felt I can't afford not to be here. I love it that they have exposed us to what it is to come from a trauma background. I try not to tear up when I talk about it, but it's very much to the heart. I was told never give up on your children, no matter their behavioral challenges, whether they're mental, emotional, whether they're impacted by society or something ecological. We have to really invest in them, be very intricate with them. And there is hope. As the old saying goes, as long as there is life, as long as there is life, there is hope.
And thinking about this module, right, it's the gospel plus TBRI. That's really in line with what we believe, right, as Christians, and how God teaches us to relate to one another. And so TBRI is not teaching us anything that's foreign to the Christian faith. It's just saying, hey, here's really practical ways to express that.
It is.
That love and that care.
And I think, Jesus really saw, people for who they were, and and he enlightened, if you will, or he helped us, those who are around him, to understand that, there's a greater story, there's a deeper story, there's a story that you can't oftentimes see, and that's what we need to become more attuned to in the process.
Wonderful. Well, Shaun, thank you so much
Oh,
for
man, it's-
opening up your church with us and your life with
Yeah.
us. We can't thank you enough for that. And also for you, if you're watching this today or listening to this, we hope this has been an encouragement to you and
Yes.
has given you a picture of how TBRI can be used in your context.